going to be providing a seated version of our sail exercise class. Remembering that this is a fall prevention class, but some of us at times may need to do the class from a seated position. So I'd like to show you how you can modify to do that today. Please remember to review the video that was posted March 31st regarding what sail is about, also the disclaimer for fitness, and what you will need to have on hand. I'm going to start our music and we'll begin with a march step with the feet. So just kind of stepping with the feet. You can move your arms too if you want. But if you need those arms to help support your posture, please just hold onto your chair and sit up tall. We still want to work on good core strength, good posture. And let's add some shoulder rolls to that. Ready, and here we go. Pick them up and roll them back. Again. Remember to breathe. Get some deep breaths. Arms come up. Down. And up. And down. And up. Now we're going to tap our heels forward. Tap it right and left. And again, your arms might move in counterbalance. It should be a somewhat natural movement, so don't overthink it. Good, now let's step it out. Step it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these movements are just like what we're doing when we're standing. We're just doing it seated. So you should be able to follow along with the other class when you're ready to do it standing. Step it back. Tap back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can move your arms. It's our first warm-up song, so they don't need to be specific. Just move them to start to warm up. Or hold onto that chair if you need to. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to bring our knees up. Bring it up. You can tap to the inside of the knee if you want. 5, 6, 7. Work on that posture. Sit up tall. Use your abdominals, your back muscles. 5, 6, 7. Let's do one more here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to do a low kick forward. Kick it forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kick it out. Kick it out. 2. Whatever your extension is. 5, 6, 7. I'm just doing a pendulum arm here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're just going to kick back. So it feels kind of like a leg curl when you're seated. 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want, you can push the hands back with this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knee up. 1, 2. Press down if you want. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And march it out. Breathing. Take the arms in a circle, little circles. Taking it forward this time. If it's easier, just shrug the shoulders for it. And back to just march. So I just want to mention, if you start to feel a little too tight in your hips seated the whole time, and you feel like it might be safe to get up and either hold on to a walker in front of you or to come behind your chair and hold on, please do that. It might give your hips a little break from moving in this seated position. It takes a lot of core control to hold this posture seated. You can also minimize your movement if you need to. Just keep it going. We want to keep picking up the feet, just like we do in our standing version though, okay? So do your best to lift those feet. Good, now we're gonna add on some arms to it. For this, we're gonna add on arm curl to the heel forward, okay? And here we go, take it right, left, left, right, and left. Notice the beat is a little faster. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, step it out, 2. I'm gonna get back on the same side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're gonna do that little step back, so tapping the toe under the chair, and it's a tricep kickback with the arms. So if you can see in the mirror, you can see my elbows are steady, and I'm straightening the arm behind me and then bending it back so the hands come right by the hips. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Now knees out, cross in front. Cross. Squeeze your chest. 3, 4. Strong abs. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, kick forward, press forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got last 8 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna step it out. Actually, it's a half jack, so kick it out. Lift the arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm sitting at the front edge of my chair. That helps my posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, move your own range of motion. 2. And if you need to slow it down and move a little safer, that's good too. Just work at your own level. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to take it to that kick back again. So kind of a leg curl and thumbs up in front. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get ready to ladder climb. So right knee, left arm up, switch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Work on that good posture when you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's punch across now. So it's right across. 2. You can keep your feet planted. You can step your feet wider like this, or you can step it out and tap it out as you do it. So whatever works for you. Lost my count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really feel this in your core. Now remember, it doesn't have to be a twist. It's just a punch across the midline of your body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do one more for good measure. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. March it out. Marching. Couple deep breaths. All right. We are going to just march and take it to an arm curl as we walk around. So normally in the class we walk around our chairs. So you can choose to walk around your own chair or around a space if you have the room with your walker, or you can just march in place like I'm doing here. Okay, or again, come behind your chair and do it there. But we're just gonna press it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to press it up. Press it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know this repetition of movement makes you feel like you're working them, but that's the idea. Work your muscles. If your range of motion is smaller because that's safer for you, that's totally fine. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now press it out, away from the chest, out. 3, from the shoulders out. 5, 6, 7, 8, and remember, you can alternate arms if that's a way to modify to make it a little less strenuous for yourself. 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're take it down, arm curls. Squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. March it. 1. Deep breaths. Good, now take the feet wider and march it there, wider. And try not to just lift the heel. Again, lift the whole foot. And press it up, leg curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're curling your heel toward your opposite seat, squeezing your hamstring, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. March. Good, now I'm going to pull down, step back, so tap the toe back, pull it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to do a windshield wiper arm heel out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, if you need to angle your elbow down a little bit from your shoulder, that's fine. Just make sure that they're not moving up and down or forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now reach out with the arms, twist as if you're holding onto doorknobs, and tap those heels forward again. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. We should be fielding our shoulders now. And 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now bringing our right knee up, reach under. See if you can tap the thigh. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember those strong abdominals. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last 8 here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now right leg back, right arm up. So it's the same arm as the leg. One goes up, the other foot goes back. So same side, just feeling it open. 8, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I call this splitting the arms. 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Now heel forward and just pull it up. This is a break for the shoulders. Just rowing, pulling up. Like you have ultra long shoelaces on. Or putting on the pants. I guess that works too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now march it out. So I have to warn you, this may not be exactly the same as the standing version, but we're doing all the same moves. Maybe not in the exact same order, okay? So let's take another imaginary march around, or you can walk with your walker again, if that's safe for you. The idea is to keep those feet moving. This is where we get our steps in this aerobic section, and we just have 2 more songs, okay? So punch it forward. 2, see, I did that wrong. 6, 7. Now follow me. Forward, out, forward, out. 5, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it up, out, up, out, up, out, up, out, out, up, out. Last time, up, out. We'll take it forward, up, out, and down. Forward, up, out, and down. For 3, up, out, down. 4, up, out, down. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. We're going to do 8 more. If your hips are tired, you can tap the toe out with this, just to get a little extension in the hip. This is 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. Last one, 8. and march. So I usually do a song where we do a step touch and a 4 count step touch movement. So we're going to do that next. So walk our feet a little to one side and step touch, step touch. This gives the arms a break. Just swing them side to side. 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and know your own range of motion. Keep it safe. 2, but work as hard as you can. 5, 6, 7. Exercise should feel like a little bit of work. That's why we're doing it, to improve and get stronger. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to do 4 counts. So take it right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Arms are kind of a wax on, wax off movement from the elbow. Keep the arms soft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's do 4 more like that. 1, and back, and 1, 2, and back, and 3, and back. 1 more. 4, and back. Step touch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get ready to go back. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. 2, sorry. And back. And 3. And back. 4. And back. And 5. And back. 6. And back. 2 more. 7. And back. And 8. And back. And rocking horse. Right knee up, left leg under. Notice I'm kind of rocking my body with this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Switching legs. Left knee up, right leg back. It might look a little different in reverse in the video, so just remember to do both sides, okay? Last one. 8. Actually, here we go. 8. Good. Now march it out. Good. We have just one more song. And what we're going to do is just return back to the beginning to the heel forward arm curl. Get ready. And here we go. Take it right, left. Remember, strong arms. Don't let the elbows swing. It's good practice for the weight work we're going to do later. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now step it out and press out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take it back. Triceps back. Tap the toe back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Now knee up and cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, squeeze, 5, 6, 7, pecs and abs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, good, now press forward, kicks, 1, to the front, 3, 4, 5, 6, really imagine you're pressing something heavy away, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half jacks out, right leg out, lift the arms and switch those legs, alternate them, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, sit up tall, 2, we're almost done, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, good, kick it back and lift in front, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 2 more sets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last 8 here, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I forgot where we were going, march for a moment. Oh, that's right, it's a ladder climb. Ready, here we go, right knee, left arm, reach, 2, switch, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, really stretch it, 4, 5, 6, from your core, and 1 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now just kind of cooling down, march, and we can do some more shoulder rolls. Remember, breathe deeply. If you want, you can let the arms float away from you. Make it a little bigger in the scapular. Good. All right, we're going to keep moving for our dynamic balance. So with this dynamic balance, actually let's take a little quick break and we'll have a drink of water, okay? So if you needed to use the restroom at this point, you could pause this and run to the restroom and come back. Right now I'm having a drink of water, okay? So, just briefly, we don't want to stop dead cold after moving so much. So if you can, stay with me, have a quick drink of water if you need it. And you can always pause it after you've cooled down a little bit. So we're cooling down now and we're going to start our dynamic balance work. So with our dynamic balance work, we're going to walk. Normally we would walk around the circle of our chair, our own chair, or in our class around the big circle of chairs, or in whatever space you have in your class. And we turn our head side to side. So looking to the right, and about every 3 steps looking to the left. So you can choose to slow your march down here, okay? Remember, we're cooling down. Normally we'll go around a big circle once with this, so let's go about 8 turns. Nice and slow and controlled. Still picking up those feet. Good. Now our next thing would be stepping over obstacles. So we really want to try to pick up as high as we can. So again, if you need that support in your chair for your posture, really stabilize your core. Remember, your core is all of these muscles. Okay, so really use them for good posture. Pick it up. Imagine you're stepping over something. Good. All right, now we'll do a heel toe walk. So we'd be walking like we're walking on a line. So right foot in front of the left, heels in front of the toe, and then like that. So if you need to, you might have to step the feet like this to just find that alignment. What you're doing is you're narrowing your width of support. When you're walking, at first that can be kind of challenging. Maybe even here it's challenging because you're bringing it closer to the midline. You'll feel a little different feeling in your hips and in your thighs. Again, just focus on that good posture sitting up. I might be going a little fast, so go as slow as you need to here. Let's do one more. Good. Now, normally we go backward with that too, so let's try that. Bring the feet forward a little bit, sit up tall, bring it behind, and then go and bring it there. And then behind, and bring it back together. Behind, together, behind, together. Behind, together, behind, together. Now this exercise is designed to help us propel forward or backward while we're walking, while changing that with narrow width of the feet. And it can be challenging, but it is really good for getting the hips stronger and more stable and correcting our imbalances in those areas. Last one. Good. All right, and then the next one, we would have done that walking backward to our chair. So we're going to imagine we're stepping over an obstacle, make it big, and then bring the other one over as big as you can. And we use the analogy of getting into the car, getting out of the car, stepping into the shower, stepping out of the shower, whatever works for you. Might be something in your home or in your garden that you literally have to step over sideways. So try to make it something that you can imagine is practical in your lifestyle, but it's really going to, again, strengthen those core muscles, in particular the hip region. One more. Let's go back over. Good. Now normally we would walk around our chair. So if it is comfortable for you to stand up and walk behind a walker or to put your hand on your chair, I'll go and show that. If you can get up, then we would just walk around our chair 4 times in each direction. So just walking around. But again, you could walk with your walker in a circle 4 times in one direction and then turn it around to go the other way. So this is where we might experience a little bit of, whoa, I just changed directions. And that's the idea, okay? So about 4 times in each, I just did 2. If we can't get out of our chair, what we might do is use our hands and just kind of pick up our feet and turn our body to one side. And then just to kind of change our perception of our surroundings. Okay, so there we go. And you just do that for a few times, okay? And next we would do our stand up out of our chair. So it's called a chair stand. So not everybody's going to be able to do this. So I'm going to show you what we would want to do if we could do this for 30 seconds. Normally we do it with our hands across our heart, pull back on our belly, and push into the feet, stand all the way up, and sit all the way down. And we go as fast as we can safely, standing again all the way up, hips up, all the way down, like that, for 30 seconds. So let's say 30 seconds would be for some of us only maybe 10 to 16 counts. That will work. Do what you can. If you can shoot for 16, go for it. If 10 feels like you've done as much as you can, that's great too. So this was how we would do it if we can. If we need to, we could either press off of our thighs to get up or even hold on to a chair or walker in front of us. Make sure the walker's wheels are locked, however, okay? And then the other thing you could do is, if that's really, really hard to even get up on your feet at all, is just to practice a little momentum coming forward. Squeeze the abdominals. Maybe you feel like you can get your seat out a little bit. I'll turn sideways so you can see that. So maybe nose in line with my toes and engaging my core muscles, or maybe enough to just lift the seat barely out of the chair. We want to practice that as much as we can because eventually we'll find enough momentum to get all the way up and sit down. So let's do about 5 more of those together. So wherever you can go for 4, 3, and note if you feel any discomfort in your knees, check to make sure your toes are in front of your knees. And I'm using the arms to create some momentum here just to help with that lift. But again, this is how we traditionally do it in class, okay? But this is our modified version. All right, so that's it for our dynamic balance. Now we'll do our static balance. And this is going to be a little trickier sitting in the chair, but let's see what we can do with it. Okay, so our first one is called the clock sway. And the clock sway is done standing up, keeping the body fully up. So if you can get out, hold on to your chair or your walker, locked wheels. Feet together if you can, a little wider if you need to. Again, the narrow width makes it a little more difficult, but get your posture upright as much as you can. Knees soft, but heart up, shoulders stacked over hips, and weight in your feet. And you're just from your ankle, move in a circle like that. So again, you can be holding on to something if you need to. And if this just really isn't for you, and again, we'll go about 3 or 4 in one direction and 3 or 4 in the other direction. You can do it in your chair. Now in your chair, your knees are bent, so it's going to feel a lot different. It's going to feel like it's coming more from your core. So it is a different exercise, but if this is all you can do safely, then that's okay, all right? So you go 3 or 4 like that. All right, so there we are. I'll give you a moment to finish those. Good, all right, so our next static balance will be some reaching. Reaching forward, reaching sideways, and reaching back. So, feet about hip distance apart, chest up, belly back, hinge forward, reach. Try to keep it so your back feels really strong. If you need your hands on your lap with that reach of your spine forward, that's okay. This will just make it more intense. Breathing. Head higher than the heart. And come on up. And now reaching to your right. So we're creating a nice stretch here. Reaching. We don't want to fall out of our chairs. So feel anchored. Anchored through your foot, anchored in your core. Good, and come up and then reach the other way. Nothing else, it feels like a nice stretch. Notice we're not letting the shoulder roll forward, keeping this open here. Good, and come on up. And now reaching back with your right arm and look over your shoulder. But try not to twist your spine. Think of staying forward here and just reaching back, as if you're maybe reaching into the back seat to grab something. Good, and switch. So again, squared off, reaching back, looking with your eyes. Notice I'm using this hand to just kind of keep that leg stable. Always breathing. Good, and back to center. All right, so our next static balance is to go into a heel toe again. So one foot right in front of the other. Now notice when we're seated and we do this, the knees are touching, the inner thigh should be squeezing, we should be sitting up tall. Really work on core stability, good posture, pulling those inner thighs toward each other, engaging them. Good, and we'll switch. Release and switch the feet. And again, knees touching, inner thighs pulling in, sitting up tall, pulling up the spine, drawing back on the belly, heart up, shoulders relaxed. Active legs. relax that, and now normally we'd stand on one leg in a single leg balance. So again, I'm going to show you standing just in case you feel like you can stand behind your walker. Imagine you're holding on to that stable walker, wheels locked. Shift your weight onto your left foot. Even though we're shifting onto that leg and that up over that foot, we don't want to shift off center. So really engage through the center of your body and pull up through it, and then just pick up the foot a little bit. If you feel safe enough to lift it higher, you can certainly do that. You can even keep those toes gently on the floor if you need to. But we want to feel that sense of pulling up and really using that posture, this strong supporting leg. So that's our standing version. Our seated version is maybe push into the supporting leg. We're going to switch legs. Push in the supporting leg and just lift that foot. Lift the other foot off the ground. And again, just kind of focus on that core. So here we are. It's a little different because our hips aren't open because we're not upright, but we can still focus on our core here. Okay, and release it down. All right, that's it for our static balance. So next we're going to go into our weight training. So with the weight training or resistance work, we have ankle weights in our class. If you don't have them, that's okay. You can use your mind to create resistance. If you have a resistance band you can put around your ankles, that might apply in some of these moves. And then we have dumbbell weights for the upper body. So we will start with upper body, but I'm going to put my weights on first. So I usually do this, and this is where I take time to talk about fall prevention with my class. And it's okay to have a drink of water here again too, and once you get these on, because some people take a little longer than others, so it gives you a few moments. Okay. So notice I didn't put them under my chair like I did in the other video. The other video I made a point of saying tuck everything under the chair so you are not going to create any tripping hazards for yourself, anything poking out that you could trip over when you're walking around your chair or just even getting up out of your chair. I put it over here because this is the modified version and you're doing it at home, and I figure you probably, if you're doing this version, you may not be getting out of your chair. So I'd rather you not have to bend over and take your head down to get those items out from underneath your chair. So that's why I have it over here to the side, so you can be a little safer. Okay, so go ahead and pick up our weights. Today I'm using a nice little weight, lightweight. You want to sit up tall, check into that posture. You should be able to see those knees in front of your toes. Pull back on the belly, arms by your side. Notice how my wrists are turned in by my hips, and we're just going to curl it up for 1. And try not to let the elbow move forward and back. Just let it hang right by your rib cage. That's 3. Squeeze. 4. Resist on the way down. And 5. And 6. And 7. 8. 9. Now I usually go to 12 in my classes, but let's stop at 10 today. That's sufficient. And now we'll do the opposing muscle, the tricep. So we just did the bicep, we'll do the tricep now, working the back of the arm by doing a kickback movement. So I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see my form. Start by sitting up tall, pull the hands up by the hips. We're going to hinge forward. So if this needs a little support to find your hinge safely, to make sure your back feels safe, go ahead and support on your lap, and then set up your arms. Now notice my elbows aren't out here, and they're not going to move forward and back like that. So tuck them behind the shoulders and make sure that feels like a comfortable place for you. And then straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. 3. Controlling the movement. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. All right, and then back to upright arms, wrists facing your thighs or your hips, and back to arm curls. So little twist of the elbow to bring the wrist toward the inside of the shoulders and down, the fronts of the shoulders, and 2. Squeeze. 3. 4. Release resistance. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and back to the tricep move. So hinge it forward, support if you need to, hands by the hips, elbows tuck in behind the shoulders, make sure that feels comfortable, and straighten, bend. 2, when you straighten, squeeze your tricep. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, in my class we add a row, but we're not going to worry about that today, so just sit up tall. We're going to start with a lateral arm lift, so lifting the arms out to the side. Make sure that you're not going to hit anything. 2. And a way we can modify this if our shoulders are hurting, there's a few different ways. 1 is you can bend the arms and still get that conditioning of the arms there, or the shoulders there. 8, we got 2 more. Or you can alternate your arms if you need to. Okay, that's the last one. All right, now we're going to lift to the front. So heads of the weights lead as we lift up for 1. And work on that posture, sit up tall. And remember, with this, we don't have to lift too high. No higher than about chin to forehead height, okay? Some people think they have to lift all the way up over their head. Not so here. 7, just until you feel that resistance in the front deltoids. 8, 9. And to break up those 2 shoulder moves, we're going to go ahead and pull the arms back, open out like this to set up for an overhead press. And with this, we want to make sure that we're not throwing our knuckles back or forward. Just keep a nice straight wrist like that. That's how it should look, okay? Elbows wide, in line with the shoulders. Sit up tall and press up. 1. And if you can't press all the way to a straight arm, that's okay. Do what you can. And again, you can also choose to lighten your weight, alternate your arms. Lots of ways you can modify as you're getting stronger. You can do it with no weight if just working the range of motion is where you are in your healing process. 8, 9, and 10. Good, bring the elbows in, bring the arms down at the side, and let's get ready to lift out again. Now you'll see some classes, they want to turn out the arms and do the shoulder lift this way. That's okay too. It's another variation. My shoulders don't really like that, so I'm going here. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more. 10, and back to lifting to the front for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, to press overhead, pull back, get it here where it feels good, and press up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All right, let's set these down. That's it for the upper body. We're going to go to our lower body in a moment. I just remembered though that I forgot our twisting in static balance. So let's go ahead and try that real quick. So feet together, and since we're seated, you can bend your arms and just allowing the rib cage to twist around the spine. Very gentle movement here. Arms might be extended or bent. Nice and slow and controlled, keeping the lower body stable. If we were standing, we'd want to keep a nice soft bend in our knees. Good, last one here. Good. All right, we're going to do some abdominals next. So for these abdominals, if you want to hold on to a weight, you can, but scooting forward to the front edge of your chair. So when I say that, let me give you a side view. My seat bones are all the way at the edge of the chair, and this allows my legs to be at a right angle and my toes in front of my knees. And when I move back, I can move back toward the back of the chair and use my abdominals to come up. It just gives me more range of motion for that sit-up. You always have that chair back behind you, so if you get stuck back there, that's okay. Okay. All right, so weight or no weight. Forward on the chair, feet planted, heels digging in, back, and come up. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And make sure you're really using those abdominals to bring you back up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a couple breaths and we'll do another set. And just a reminder, in these trying times, when you are feeling a little bit stressed or worried and you need to just calm down, taking your breath, we always say take a deep breath. Well, a deep breath's great, but try to make your exhale longer than your inhale. What that will do is it'll just calm you down. So let's try that together. Take a big inhale, a nice long exhale. So how you can make sure that exhale is longer than the inhale is maybe count. Count as you inhale, and as you exhale, count at the same pace and see if you can extend the exhale a few counts longer. Okay? All right, so let's do another set of these abdominals. 1, 2. Now, I know a lot of us are tempted to focus on that crunch forward movement. That's okay if you come forward a little bit, but it's not as important as this action of bringing ourselves up off the back of our chair, because that's the movement that is needed for strong back, strong abdominals, for getting out of bed, off of our chairs or sofas, even out of our cars or off the toilet. So same as the get up and chair stand, the standing up and sitting down, using kind of core muscles. These are just using our abdominal and back muscles more. 2 more, I think. Last one. Good, now moving into our lower body, doing our legs. So sit up tall, you can scooch back a little bit so you feel like your seat's firmly supported in the chair. And just take a moment to sit up tall. Right leg, pick up the heel and extend. Squeeze this muscle here and then bend. And 2. So this, we really want to use that same control we used with our upper body. Don't just swing the leg, really make it effective. That's 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switch legs. Pick it up and extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, if you don't have ankle weights at home, that's okay. You can still just focus on squeezing the muscle and resisting as you bring the heel back. For 2. And again, maybe a resistance band tied around the ankles might work here. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And switch. 1, 2, 3, squeeze. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So the next move is going to be working the hamstring, so that's the leg curl again. You can curl just taking your heel back toward under your seat to squeeze that muscle and then release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. One more set. 1. Notice how we're still working on that good posture. You can hold that chair to support it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, knee up, hip flexion is next. So picking the knee up as high as you can, knee up toward your chest and down. 2, keep the abdominal strong, keep the posture upright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and switch. And remember, when I say keep do this and all that, I'm just encouraging you to use your best form so you get the most safe and effective workout you can. We're all just going to do our best though. Remember to listen to your body, use your body's inner wisdom and common sense. If something really hurts, maybe you need to stop or even avoid a movement. That's totally fine. When we're healing or improving our strength, we want to be careful. Should be careful all the time. Okay, take it to the other leg. 1, 2, but especially then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And last one, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was hip flexion, bending from the hip joint. Now we're into hip extension, opening the hip, squeezing the back body with a posterior kick, and that will help stretch the psoas or hip flexor muscle while strengthening the back body. So you can do it 2 ways. You can scooch to one side of your chair and really hold on here. I recommend turning sideways if you can, just so you can hold on to the back of the chair instead. But we want to scoot as far forward on that chair so only our back side, that cheek and that leg, is at the front edge of the chair. That way this side is off. That way we have some movement, ability to move here. So hang on to the chair with that back arm, however you need to. Walk your foot back until your knee is underneath your hip. So we're already extended and open here now. Now 2 ways you can do this. You can just push the heel back to feel more extension and bring it back to center. This is a little more gentle. That's 3, 4, and now I'll do it more advanced. Let the leg float. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel that a lot more in my glutes when I do it that way. Okay, so switching it around, and again, back leg is on the chair, front leg's off. Walk it back as far as you can till you feel that openness here. And again, maybe just pushing the heel back to stretch it more and squeeze your glute. 3, 4, 5, or again, 6, floating leg, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can try what works best for you. All right, one more time each side, so just walking it around to set it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch it around to the other side. And set it up. Good posture. Hold on. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Our last, well, not our last, we still have to do our plantar flexion, but lateral leg. So taking the leg out, and when we do that, we're going to feel it in these muscles here, your abductor muscles, and then also your gluteus medius. So you can do it a couple different ways. If you have a band, you can put it around your thighs here so you feel some resistance when you rock the knee out, or even step the foot out. That is a great way to feel some resistance. I do have the weight on, which adds a little resistance. So you can just step it out, tap until you feel a squeeze in these muscles. If you want more, you can extend the leg a little bit. I'd keep a soft bend in the knee though. If that hurts your groin, then set the foot down. And again, you can choose to do that too. 7, 8, so modified as needed, 9, and 10. And switch. 1, 2, again, reinforcing good posture all the time. Return your attention to how you're sitting up tall, how you're using your core muscles to support your good posture. A good way to stay in touch with that is just listen to how you're feeling. If something's hurting, chances are your posture has slipped. Something, like in your back. Good, let's take it to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And other leg. So by floating the foot, I am feeling a little bit more than walking it out, but that's okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and now feet in front of us, toes visibly in front of our knees if we were to look down. We're going to do plantar flexion. So if you're healing in your Achilles or ankle areas, this is a great way to modify, even if we are able to do the rest of the class standing, and maybe that just putting too much weight on those ankles is not a good idea, or maybe you have a hammer toe or something going on with your toes. This is a good way to modify this particular exercise, whether you're doing the whole class seated or not. So lifting and pushing into the toes, lift the heels, squeeze your calves, feel your feet, the soles of your feet too, and then lower slowly down. Lift, squeeze, and lower slowly down. And if we're standing, we'd be rolling up toward our toes and then just setting the heels down and centering ourselves over our heels. So it's a sense of picking up the heels and pushing them forward and then lowering them slowly back down to the floor. For 5, 6, I have no idea if my count was right. 7, 8, I always tell my class, a few extra reps is not going to kill you if I lose track talking. And 1 more. And then we'll take a little break and we'll do another set. Take a couple deep breaths again. Good. Here we go again. Lift, squeeze those calves, squeeze your feet. Lower. Heels lift and push forward. Squeeze all those muscles and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, so now let's move into our stretches. We'll do some lower body stretches first. One would be the lunge. So go and turn your body again like we did with that kickback, if this is comfortable for you. And then walk the leg back and just stretch it the best you can here. So we want to try to push this heel toward the floor. Keep this one at a right angle and stable. Get the stretch here that you need. If this is enough of a stretch for you, that's totally fine. Just find yours. And we all know we want to take about at least 4 or 5 deep breaths, at least 15 seconds in our stretches, preferably 20 to 30. Let's take it to the other side. And again, find it where you want it. Good, and release it. All right, and the next one would be to stretch the hamstrings, so the back of the leg. So switch forward. You can keep this knee kind of bent, extend this leg, always knee a little bit soft, and then just hinging forward, support on your lap. Reach down this leg if you can. You want to get a nice stretch. Being careful not to let your head come down. We don't need to go really all that low with our head to feel a nice stretch. You might hinge deeper over the hip here, over the leg to get a deeper stretch, but keep that head kind of higher than the heart for your safety, okay? And to come up safely, push against your thigh to come up, and then walk that foot back and switch. So again, chest up, hinging from the hips, support on this leg. When you get where you're comfortable there, maybe reach down with this hand. Notice the toes are up, knee is soft. Head higher than the heart. Keeping the eyebrow line higher than the shoulder, head higher than the heart will help us avoid any issues with glaucoma or higher low blood pressure changes with moving up and down. Nice full inhales and exhales on these stretches, okay? And then again, press to come up and bring the foot in. All right, a side lunge would be next. So you can move this leg out a little bit and then try to extend that leg out and then just kind of feel that stretch here. Good, switch sides, so go bring it into center just to feel stable. Bring this leg out a little bit, extend this one out. Notice I have the toe turned out a little bit here, that's just where I like it. It can be more forward, but make sure the knee and toes are in the same direction. And then this one's extended, foot also parallel, and just feeling that stretch here. Good, and again, walk the foot in, bring it to center, working the upper body to stretch. So hands come together in a prayer position, interlace the fingers, push the palms down, and then push them forward if you can. This should stretch the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, even the upper back a little bit. Try not to round your upper back, keep that chest up, shoulders down. Just push through the best you can here. And now slowly lifting up. If you need to bend your arms a little bit, that's okay. You can bend them a little bit. But again, that kind of pushing up into it is going to intensify the stretch. Inside of the wrists, palms, all the way through the triceps. And then bending the arms, keeping them elbows wide, bringing the hands interlaced behind the head. Draw the elbows even wider back to feel a squeeze in your scapular or upper back. Feel how this opens muscles through the shoulders and the chest. A really important stretch for our posture. Good. Now, we're going to bring the hands away from that interlaced position. Walk your right hand down from there, the back of your head down toward between your shoulder blades, and notice how the elbow just kind of creeped more upright. If you can get it all the way up, stacked over your shoulder, great. If it's not there yet, that's okay. As long as you feel some stretch here, that's great. This hand might hold the arm in place, however you need to. Good, and now switch. So walk the other hand down from the back of the head down toward between the shoulder blades. Maybe support it. Get it up as high as you can. Remember to continue to sit up tall. Use that good posture. Good posture is really key to good balance, keeping the head stacked over the body, not allowing our gaze to, our hinge to happen to where our head's coming toward the floor. Just sit tall. Good. Release that. Bring the hands together, pressing them together, and make sure you spread some room between your fingers. And bring it down to heart center, and just press firmly into center. Bringing the thumbs down toward the sternum. If you're not that low, that's okay, but feeling a nice solid strength pushing into center. Chest up, elbows out. If you need to drop it here and it feels safer, that's totally fine. But if you can, elbows out and nice deep stretch, bringing those thumbs down to get the stretch in the wrists. Muscles very strong in the upper body. And now let's continue to hold here. Look right and look left. Right and left. And just one more time, right. Actively pushing those hands together and bring it center, tip down and look down at the hands, and then inhale, look up. We don't need to throw our head back though, just nice and gentle. You can keep it safe by touching the tip of your tongue right behind your big front teeth. Let's do it one more time. Good. If you want, bring your hands together. This is just a little kind of rotation for the wrist to release them. You don't have to do this. It's not a mandatory exercise. It just kind of feels good. Another idea of just kind of imaginary washing the hands if you want, just kind of rotating the wrists comfortably. Now, a mandatory exercise is the fist and fling. So bring the hands into fist, fling it out. Really good for arthritis, for symptoms and prevention of arthritis in the hands. If it really hurts, it's either doing its job or perhaps you need to just not do it any particular day if it's really painful for you. So again, listening to your own body. It's also very good for relieving stress or frustration. Take a big inhale and exhale with force. One more. Good, and I just like to shake it out after that. Shake everything if you want. We're done, that's it. So that's the whole class from a seated perspective, and I hope you enjoyed it, and please continue to do this until you feel strong enough to do a little bit more standing. Okay, thank you so much.